That was Sentry. Gain Reflect, a whole bunch of defense, root for an amount of time. Save him for the last boss, make his insanely difficult as he deserves to be. Honestly, fair. It's base. If he isn't pulling out all the stops, then something is wrong. What the fuck is this set? I mean, I understand vaguely rooting the opponent with Sword Row and then peppering them with Earthworm, but even still. This one is just, hey, stand still. Stand still, Noodle. Sure, let's give it a shot. I can't hear! Oh, wait. Hardest boss in the game right now. Second is Tile Palace's Regis. Third, Boto. Honestly, I can see it. Rock. There is a lot to pay attention to, and even if you're being as careful as you can be, it's still going to absolutely wreck you. What the fuck? I mean, Heart of the Cards is just generally decent. Game, I don't have any spells that cost 4 or more mana, and I doubt I ever will considering what this specific set focuses on. That being Tile Destruction. Actually, not just Tile Destruction, but staying still. And again, Hearth and Kinesis tend to do that a lot. Oh, let me start with one Frost. Wow, this is trash. Crack here, sure. Plenty of cracks. I'm not 100% sure, honestly. Addressing Muffin, sorry. I might, like, switch over to some super animals for Hellsies, but other than that, I'm mostly just probably gonna be sticking to Eden for a bit. All those are trash. Yeah, Showdown and Fortify can be decent, but considering the character that I'm working with and what types of things they have, neither are great. Time-Worn Sword is absolutely terrible. It's gonna give no real benefit, considering it's all based around reflecting attacks. And also, welcome, Bio. Hope you're doing well. Should have probably opened with that, my apologies. Also terrible, I'm just gonna have to go for the mono regen. Options aren't that great there. Crud. At least want to take out this enemy. That way I don't have to worry about it teleporting around. Need some rock. I did kind of give a specific answer, Muffin. I said I was probably gonna, like, stick around with Eden for another hour and a half, probably, then maybe switch over to Super Animals. So, yes, there would be a co-op game at some point, but you're not interested in Super Animals, so you could probably just sleep if you want to. Yeah, tiles. Stay safe, stay warm, Muffin. Sleep well. I keep forgetting that that is specifically just attacking, like... Ow! Thanks. Triple out. Hey! Come on, do your boo beam. Pew. That had no right to hit, but I'll take it. Critical hit! Like, survival kit, like, no, but I don't have too many spells in the deck. If I get more later, then sure. And considering her specialties... maybe Hearth Kinesis is a bad idea. Specifically so I can build some shielding into this. Maybe tick off the Kinesis and go Phalanx. Take the survival kit. Gain luck when you take a spell. Not all that great. It does have its practicalities, but at the same rate... luck is... risk and reward. I'll take the max mana. Physically can't hear a thing. There we go. Crap. Transfer poison, not great. All of these aren't that great for my specific character. And even then, considering these are 1x1 slash attacks, that by itself is off-putting for me, because I prefer to actually have range with my attacks. I mean, I get... no, technically I'm not standing still when I use these. I'm moving. But it's still fairly useful in that it will lay down a fire when it hits. Beam. Donkey with that. Crack a bunch of tiles. Shoot my money! No, my money! Why didn't I move? I'm an idiot. Why didn't I move? Oh well. What the heck is Sticky Rain? Interesting. And it does eat itself out of the deck. But Forte. Everywhere I go, I'm haunted by base. You... fine.
Customer and be rewarded with product.
Perfect. Oh, trust me, I'm trying to eat as much as I can. Hey, Saffron! That's not what I was expecting! You. Shuck. Poorly timed. Very poorly timed. Crap. Perfect! All the rocks! Crap. And now you're on your last dredge of health. Try again. Wait, what? Oh, the shock! Well, now I know what the shock ailment does. Every time I move, I take damage. I wasn't paying attention to that, and... gah. Well, at the end, I did consume, and I consumed death. I don't think I like Sentry all that much. It requires less movement than I am used to. Shock is Cell's souls, but worse. Yeah, I'm seeing that. Oh. Oh, I'm seeing that. Because, unlike with Cell's souls, Shock can actually build on a target, and if it builds to be too much, then it's gonna cause like 10-15 damage a movement. Holy crap. Okay, standard weapon, standard... Blood shield... What? Yeah, that doesn't look like a viable set in the first place. Excuse me? You know what? I want to break out Geostellar. Citrin... You know what? Sure. Some days, people just want to watch the world burn, and I want to burn things. That missed. That missed too. There we go. This is a very precise one. Ooh, time bomb. What does this do? Answer. Lay of fire. I mean, the ideal focus that I want to go for here is Anima, just so I can get all the fiery stuffs. And yes, Skyjay, Party Bird. Its big shtick, super high cost attacks, and its basic weapon is party to build mana. Surprisingly fun! Mech Flame. That's an Area Eater. That's a Time Bomb. And that's gonna go to waste. Step Flame. You're just gonna die from that fire, or not. There we go. I understand why you wouldn't like Step Slash type spells, but they do have their practicalities. Specifically, if you can time them well enough, you can use them to dodge attacks. they're very much medium to high skill type attacks. And if you're not willing to work with it, then it can be a struggle. I will admit that. What's also not helping is a good chunk of the Step Slash spells that are introduced within the Mega Man Star Force mod pack are 1x1 attacks, and 1x1 is a very specific range to hit with. That by itself makes it tricky to use. But on top of that, if you also don't like Step Slash, then it's an immediate deterrent to say, yeah, no, this isn't for me. Hello. Yes, please. This means I can make poison build viable. I've used Ox Tackle enough. Actually, thinking about it, I could change out one of these animas for Misery. Get some poison in the stack. Get some Noob Tubus. Area Eater! Ow. Stop moving around me. Move only when you need to. Ow. Why are so many spells from Bolts and Bolts consumed? It could be to balance it out, specifically because the idea is you're using them on targets to essentially load them up with like, its specific ailment. That's meant to be the trade-off. You're meant to load it up with shock ailment, load enemies up with shock ailments and stall them out, or otherwise use other spells in tandem with it. If you miss, then not only do you suffer something immediately, but then on top of that, you also have less cards to work with. That could be both a good and a bad thing, depending on how you're building your deck. Generally, it's good to focus down on one thing, but if you don't have a little bit here or a little bit there to help buttress it, then you might run into some problems. Ember is a good idea. It's a free fire that I could just plop down, and if I can get something like Wildfire or the fire or Brushfire, the thinger that extends fires, more fire, then it's gonna be a good idea. What? Don't look at me like that. Rabbit is tasty. I haven't had rabbit. Lay that time bomb, wait for that out. Perfect. That's you dealt with. And done. Leech is generally a good idea, specifically because heal. I mean, I guess Mana Vein. Yeah, Mana Vein. Tried a shock build, combined it with Kinesis. Kinesis was what carried you, not the shock. Question. After applying the shock, and using your Kinesis cards, you were essentially moving around the enemy, right? That essentially means that the shock was contributing if you applied the ailment onto the target. Sure, it was tiny damage, but it's still doing something against the target. In the worst case, it could just mean that the specific ailment does need a buff. Ah, crap. Yeah, back up. How in the heck do you dodge that? Crap. And death. Ugh. I want to run that back, because I'm kind of liking Corvus. Crap. Though, if I do have something to say about the Mega Man Battle Network stuff, or not the Battle Network, Star Force, the Mega Man Star Force stuffs, I don't exactly like Area Eater. Then again, normally in Star Force I don't really use Area Eater in the first place, because its whole shtick is shrink down the field, bring enemies closer to you, and... honestly, I'm more of a gunner. Like, back in the Star Force days, my decks usually revolved around such things like Flicker Kick, or otherwise projectile attacks that I could just spam out whenever necessary and punish my opponent with stuns, as opposed to slashing them to pieces. My sister was the one who specialized in slashing. All of these aren't great for this deck. Oh, actually, this is perfect. Easy. Like it matters. Take the leech. Kudakao. Spells that cost 0 mana give 1 flow. No use for that. You tend to play very small decks. Then that might also be contributing to the issue in that the big deal with Shock is kind of the same way as you would play Poison. You want to apply as much Shock onto the opponent as possible and have them shift around a lot. Meanwhile, with Poison, it's essentially time delay on that damage. Maybe part of the issue is, since it's only 1 or 2 cards that you might have had with Shock in the deck, then it didn't really have the leg room to actually show its worth. At that point, it might just be that Shock-based decks aren't for you, and that's perfectly fine. Part of the appeal of a roguelike is there are many different playstyles for many different people, and if Shock isn't your ideal, you don't have to use it. Just don't use that mod. Actually, if anything, it's kind of for the same reason that I don't really use Glimmer decks all that much, specifically because they require very precise placement of you and your opponents, and for me at least, I'm constantly either focusing on dodging or focusing on attacking, and if I don't have large reaching attacks to help me hit my opponent, or otherwise means of chip damage, like with Misery, I love playing Misery, by the way, then I struggle. It comes with the field of me having to play a lot of action RPGs and otherwise Danmakus. I'm very focused on either myself or my opponent's position, and as a result, having to balance the both of them simultaneously is tricky. Right, I want to adapt something else, didn't I? Double Anima for now, because I don't have... The first chance I can get, Area Eater needs to get deleted. Ow. Because that one isn't really helping me all that much. Met! Burn, please! Firestorm, Brushfire, Combust, Rage, maybe some Ds. I want to take it for the memes. I know I shouldn't. But I like Tales games. And the simple fact that indignation exists. I love it, but no. No. I know better. I know better. I make some stupid decisions, but I know better. And speaking of which, I need to eat some area. Got that mech flame. Yeah, another fire. Pew. Pew. Oop. Let's try again. Not great. Perfect. Less than perfect. I'm not gonna be relying on jams! I also don't want a whole lot of luck, either. Uh-oh, rude. Runaway chest. Gain 13 shield when you take... What? When I take flame damage? I don't really have any way of burning myself. I'll take it, still, but... Rainbow Thunder! Your daily reminder, support the LGBTQ. Anyway. Let's go tactics on this. First off, get a bunch of fire. Mag. That was terrible of me. Yeah, time bomb. Light you ablaze. One more. Met, get back here. I want to burn you. I want to cook Met. And this is why I think that should be like a 1x2. Specifically because 1x1 is just the worst range. Like, it's a really good card, but it's way too specific. I could see the damage of it being ticked down to, like, 70, 60, and then increasing the range up by 1. Honestly, it's mostly because I tend to play with a whole lot of, the extra modifiers and whatnot that are pre-built into the game. And one of those automatically triggers off the crosshair. So I've just kind of gotten used to, okay, don't worry about using it ever. I understand it's useful for aiming, and I probably should have it on. But at the same rate, since I usually deal with, the hell passes, sorry. I usually deal with a lot of hell passes in my usual runs. I don't usually do heavy modding like this either. But it's mostly because I have been trying to unlock everything in my spare time, and I suck at this game. Even still... Ow. Logs. It's hard, it's big, and it's wood. 2, 3. Get that time bomb. 2, 3. Excuse me, where did that go? 2, and 3. Actually, that was a case in point right there of the step slash actually coming in handy. I was able to dodge the attack outright as opposed to get hit by it. Doing. Two and 3. No, unfortunately, again, I'm not that great at this game. I'm okay at it some days, other days not so much. Oh yeah, HP. The most I've gotten to is like Hell Pass 7, and I'm getting at least partially walled on that. Carpet Bomb is not great. Oh, adorable! It's actually really adorable, I want. How the hell do you get that to work? Okay, so there is a trigger, so you know where it's going. Good to know. But yeah, no, furthest Hell Pass I've gotten to is like 7 or 8, I think, and I'm essentially being walled there. If I get a good kunai build, then I might be able to tick past it, but eh. I mean, the Carpet Bomb Fire isn't that bad to dodge. And I thought I have Anvil too, so it's not the worst thing in the world. I don't really consume. Yeah, Shizo. Naturally. Shizo's the only way you do... Shizo's the only good way that you can feasibly manage a consumable deck. Slash, a kunai deck. I mean, I guess I'll take Card Thrower. Not the best choice. Not the worst choice either. Light you ablaze. Easy. Yeah. I mean, Restrain isn't bad. And it also eats itself out of the deck, so I might as well. Just build a little of it. Easy loot. No use whatsoever, because I don't use Trinity in this setup. I don't use either of these either. Some Hell Passes are fun, some are just torch. Yeah. That also doesn't help either. If I remember correctly, Hell Pass 14 is just like, yeah, guess what? You don't get to enjoy the game anymore, because everything is gonna kill you in a single hit. Toasty. I'll take some PK. Easy loot. Again! Have a flame. What? I just wanted to tell her she's hot. And to my corner I go. Ten defense when you summon something. Oh, right. One of the mods that I do have on right now is, like, Summonites, essentially. There are summon cards that exist in the game, thanks to a mod, and yeah. At that, apparently the Star Force mod also has a Summonite in the Metar. Such adorable. But no, none of these are all that great. I mean, the Mana Gem, maybe? But even then. Yeah, take the Mana Gem. What's the worst that could happen? Burninate you. There we go. Ooh, ghost costume. Hit all enemies that have frost, leave a flame on hit. Yeah, I'm not really using frost, so that's not great. 13 is challenging, 14 is just plain torture. At least get the Serapiles out of the way. Get some swag. Burninate you. And I think I can ship you out just by leaving that flame there. Or you could just not walk into the fire. That's fine too. Practicing proper fire safety. Good for you. I bet you feel proud of yourself. You get a sticker. It's foil. Maybe lemon scented. Only maybe. Not everyone is deserving of the lemon scented. Why did I think that was a good idea? Try again. Ow. Get a time bomb. And a leech, just in case. And restrain. Oh! Okay, firing. Oh! Poop. Get a little circle for myself. And now you're doing the breakout spam. Eat that. 2, 3. Ugh. Nothing doing. One. Done. There we go. Didn't get us stickers. Live fire turning at the airport. Make the early game harder, but late game no real changes. Rooting or uh, hmm.